Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I'm your host, as always, Cody the Hangman Heinzman. And Friday Night Smackdown ended, and it is time for the predictions for Money in the Bank, as that is this Sunday. So, without further ado, let's get started. First match I have wrote down, well, I guess the first thing I should say, usually I start these out saying, we're going to start with non-title matches first, and then we're going to talk about title matches. But the entire card is nothing but title matches. So, we're just going to go into title matches. So, the first title match that I have wrote down here, or I guess I should say typed down here, as I'm got it on a little sticky note on my screen, is New Day has to defend in a fatal 4-way match. It's New Day versus The Miz and John Morrison versus the Forgotten Sons versus Lucha House Party. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually going to give it to the Forgotten Sons. I just feel like WWE's been having this thing lately with the tag team titles where we're just going to give it to the new guys. So I'm going to say they're going to give it to the Forgotten Sons and let them run for it for like a pay-per-view or two. Tag team titles are changing hands a lot. So, I'm going to give it to the Forgotten Sons. Next up, I have Bayley versus Tamina Snuka. And I'm going to say Bayley retains. Next up, I have Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. And I'm going to say Braun Strowman's going to retain it. But it's probably not the last time we're going to see this match. I've been keeping up with this one a little bit because it's an interesting storyline that they've been going through. Bringing up the whole black sheep of the Wyatt family. So it's been interesting to see. And one of the things that they said in their promo is, our story is just beginning. Which means that Money in the Bank is not going to be the end of this rivalry. So I see Strowman retaining it at this pay-per-view. And then if they face off again, either next pay-per-view or the pay-per-view after, Bray will take it then. But for now, I'm giving it to Strowman. Next up, I have Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm going to say Drew McIntyre retains. I don't see why they would give it to Rollins. I don't see why they would have Drew McIntyre as like a transitional champion. It was nice seeing Drew McIntyre take out Brock Lesnar at Mania. The reason I paused there for a minute is my mind was thinking, who did McIntyre take this title from again? I couldn't remember who was the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's going to be nice to see a longer match. The match between McIntyre and Lesnar was not all that long. And it's going to be nice to see a more fleshed out championship match. And against Seth Rollins is actually a good match. This is looking to be a good matchup. But I don't see Seth Rollins winning the title. McIntyre will retain. Then lastly, we have Daniel Bryan, Shayna Baszler, Aleister Black, Nia Jax, Rey Mysterio, Asuka, King Corbin, Dana Brooke, Otis, Lacey Evans, AJ Styles, and Carmella in their respective Money in the Bank matches, men's and women's. Now you may be asking me, Cody, why did you name the guys and the girls, divas, women's, at the same time? Because their matches are going to be happening at the same time. Which, dear Lord, is that going to be hard to watch? I guess it's not really a first, having two matches going on at once, but it's going to be a thing. I really kind of want to see how this is going to develop, I guess. Especially with the whole new concept of what this Money in the Bank match is. It's no longer just climb the ladder, grab the briefcase. It's we're starting at the bottom floor of the Performance Center, and you have to climb up the Performance Center to the roof, then climb your ladder to retrieve the briefcase. The concept kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also gonna take a sip. But, I'm intrigued. So, with the men's side of the spectrum, I kind of see AJ Styles picking it up. And then on the women's side, I'm going to have to give it to Shayna Baszler. Now, let's back up to earlier. Bayley versus Tamina. The reason I want to back up to that is because I have a feeling that depending on when the Money in the Bank match actually happens on this card, I don't see why it wouldn't be the main event. I could see it not being the main event, if this was a traditional Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Again, a lot like WrestleMania, this is not going to be your traditional Money in the Bank. Things are being worked around, with this virus, making it a little bit different. So I'm going to say that most likely the Money in the Bank is going to be the main event. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. But, again, who knows? It might actually be the first match of the night. That would be a little bit interesting. Having the pay-per-view name be the first match and then do the other matches. It's a little interesting. Or maybe put it in the middle of the show. I don't know. It is a smaller card than most Money in the Banks probably would be. Looking at the matches whenever I was putting them together, this looks a lot like a Smackdown pay-per-view. Whenever they used to have these Raw and Smackdown have different pay-per-views, this is looking a lot like a Smackdown one because you got your tag team, you got the women's, and you got the Universal. Then you got Raw's WWE World Heavyweight Championship thrown into the mix. Kind of makes me wonder why they didn't just make this kind of like a SmackDown pay-per-view, I guess. And have the Intercontinental Championship be defended. But that's neither here nor there. Again, I understand that this is a weird workaround that they have to do with everything going on. That's maybe just a small gripe I will say. Maybe we shouldn't have had the WWE World. We should have maybe had this as a SmackDown pay-per-view, but you can still have the Raw Superstars and the Money in the Bank match. That'd be fine. And then maybe next pay-per-view be like the Raw pay-per-view. And then when things are back to normal, we can combine them again. That's just a small thought, small tangent I went off of. The whole reason I went on this tangent, Money in the Bank match. If it happens before Bayley versus Tamina, I could see Shayna Baszler cashing in on Bayley and winning the SmackDown Women's Championship the same night as she won the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's the whole reason I went on that small tangent. Wasn't all that small, I guess. Then with AJ Styles, I have a feeling that he would cash in on the WWE World. Or maybe he'll dip his foot into NXT a little bit. Maybe he'll cash in on Adam Cole or whoever the NXT champion will be at some point. It'd be a little bit different. So, I see AJ Styles and Shayna Baszler winning. If this match happens before the SmackDown Women's Championship, as I said earlier, I could see Shayna Baszler cashing in on Bayley to win her SmackDown Women's Championship. If it happens later, I still see Shayna Baszler picking it up. And maybe she'll cash in on Becky Lynch at some point. You know, kind of, you got me at Mania, but I had the last laugh type of thing. So, that has been my predictions for Money in the Bank. Again, it sucks the conditions that these pay-per-views have to be going on with. But again, it's nice to see them, I guess, having some kind of distraction. It's like I said with WrestleMania, it's nice to have some kind of a distraction to everything that's going on. Again, wishing no ill will to any of these WWE superstars. I once again will say, I wish nothing but their safety, and I'm ready for Money in the Bank. So I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Heinzman, and that's just how it is.